In October of 1992, construction began on Eternal Love's first worship facility. In 2001, an addition was built to allow the congregation to continue to grow. In 2018, we're looking at another expansion project for the church. This expansion project will address current needs and also eliminate potential areas that would roadblock our growth. What are those needs? What are those potential roadblocks? Maybe that's best said through the eyes of our members.
So one of the areas that's particularly challenging, I think, for visitors when they come is when they first walk through the doors. They come into this narthex that's fairly small, very crowded. They may have kids with them. They're trying to get coats off and hang them up.
If it's too cramped and you don't know a lot of people, you kind of get uncomfortable.
I've at times felt like if I'm in there at the same time as a guest coming in, I've got to get out of their way.
My kids are not at that age anymore, but I did use the nursery quite a bit when they were younger, so it was nice to have, something at the time that was immediately adjacent to the service area.
Ultimately, recording services, that gets to be a lot for one person to do, and we just don't have the space right now for 2 sound technicians.
The parking lot's almost full, just in our regular operations.
The equipment, it's wearing out. And it can't last forever, nothing ever does. You go in and they say a furnace is good for 20 some years or whatever. I don't remember what we come up on, but there was a study done, and we're over that.
The current view of the preschool is we are maxed to capacity in our AM session. That's 16 kids housed in our preschool room, which by state we're allowed to have 16 kids in the room. Really, it's more doable for 12. We have added an afternoon session this year, but an afternoon session at this age is a harder sell because kids still nap, or parents have younger kids who are napping, so they don't want to be driving out. I guess as I look to the future and growth, it would be a lot easier for us to fill a second AM session. And at the current facility, we cannot do that.
When we have the big church events, the Christmas Eves, the Easters, the weddings, the funerals, it can be pretty packed, and that can be intimidating to people who are just new to our church.
So to summarize what some of our congregational members have been telling us, we have needs in the worship area, our narthex, the preschool, and so much more. Our church council and building committee has been wrestling with these needs, and we feel we've put together a plan that will help address those. So next week, let's look at those plans.